Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test.
haltet sie einfach draußen. Ich gehe hier mit meinem rein. Test, Test. Okay, wow, habe ich. Warte mal, das. Ich glaube, das ist auch leer. Das hat eben geblinkt. Achso, eben hatte, also das hat irgendwie gerade geblinkt. Das macht aber nichts. Test, 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 Test. Ja, gut. Wir können in einer Minute loslegen. Ja. Wir haben es gefixt.
Schöner, schneller Workaround.
Welcher nehmen wir die da?
Aus dem, welches du möchtest.
Dann kannst du die anderen beiden gerne direkt wegtun. Test, 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 Test. Und kann man noch kurz Audio checken? Perfekt. Okay, pass auf. Wie der Ausschnitt ist. Also ich sehe quasi hier die gesamte Stage. Ja? Das heißt, in dem Bereich könnt ihr euch gut bewegen. Genau, bestimmt. Okay, das stelle ich zusammen. Ja, okay, also zuerst hier. Okay. Genau, kannst mal kurz da bleiben. Bleib mal bitte kurz da, wir spielen jetzt das Video, aber das habe ich schon getestet. Ich glaube, man kann das Video nicht hören. Machst du mal, ich kann mich erst kurz in Ruhe bitten.
Actually, video is not.
No, we can't do the video. It's too loud. They don't hear the sound.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No.
Ist es an? Ja, ist an.
Welcome. No. Welcome. No. No.
Hallo, hallo, hallo.
Welcome, everyone. Bum, bum, bum. Welcome, everyone, to the Democratic Odyssey. Welcome, everyone. Please make your way to your seat and make yourself comfortable to listen to our introductory video for the moment, as some other people are arriving. everyone. In the spirit of multilingual dialogue, we are more than excited to offer interpretation at today's event. We have interpretation in German, Italian, and Greek, and we're going to have announcements in the respective languages right now. Wenn ihr gerne auf Deutsch die Veranstaltung verfolgen wollt, könnt ihr euch in der Ecke ein Headset abholen und dann bei der Nummer 3 einschalten und die Veranstaltung auf Deutsch verfolgen.
Buongiorno e benvenuti, io sono l'interprete italiana e se avete bisogno dell'interpretazione potete andare a prendere il microfono e cioè, l'audio lì dietro, se ne avete strettamente bisogno, non ne abbiamo tantissimi, quindi insomma, però c'è questa possibilità. Il canale è il 2.
Καλημέρα. Για όποιον και όποια χρειάζεται μετάφραση, υπάρχουν εκεί πίσω οι συσκευές που μπορείτε να πάρετε και να βάλετε τον αριθμό 1. Ευχαριστώ.
All right, thank you so much. This is a great moment to grab your interpretation device in the back. And we are going to start right in with another video. So get ready for the day. Welcome everyone again to the Democratic Odyssey in Vienna.
First ship, its crew was so stubborn and courageous. Their sails read, "We dream of a world ruled with the people, not for the people." What does it mean?
It means the people are the captains. Yet, dear Sissy, the boats float. Rafts built of yearning for participation, anchored in protest against repressive empires and old oligarchs like you and your court.
Speak for yourself, Dr. Floyd. I champion self-determination and linguistic diversity, even against my dear fans. We were a great melting pot, the most diverse, multicultural polity ever. We invented unity in diversity.
And yet, you detested the court.
Guilty. Don't call me hysterical, Sigmund. You've always had it in for independent women.
On the contrary, Sissy, you lit up Vienna for me. You, the coffee houses, Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn, Schubert.
Sissy. Who are you? They are travelers. But, okay, I can see something. Is it a sail over there? Florence! I can see Florentines here. Welcome to the shores of the Danube. I'm Freud, the one that you have just seen in AI version. I'm the human. Florentines, welcome. Someone would like to say something to this still empty venue. You are the first ship. What is this battle?
We have the battle of democracy. We take the thoughts of the people.
Okay, this is for me.
Yes,
This is
for the city of Vienna.
Thank you. Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance. I remember Florence. I was there. I studied there. And Florence is the visual unconsciousness of our Western democracy.
Civilization and democracy.
Reinventing the ancient republic ideal, but just to kill it straight after, alas.
Freud, the Florence lover. But I see another ship.
Here.
Here. Where's the Athenians? Hey.
Welcome, Athenians.
Ah. Yes. Yeah. Ah, well. Well, Athens, my secret love. Cici welcomes you to our shores. Friends, do you know that with my fluent ancient Greek, I often visited Athens incognito?
Incognito?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder. This, I think, freed you from all social expectations. Classic case.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry, Sigmund. I can finally be one with the people. Now that Vienna has become the Republic of Love, and Europe's capital of democracy, and the port for this flotilla that they call the Democratic Odyssey. Where's the bottle?
So this is the passing of the flame. Battle full of messages from Athens.
I love democratic odyssey. But my crowds are bigger.
What?
Can you put that again?
It's you. Ah, the ghost of emperors past still tweeting.
Oh, yes, my dear.
Sissy, I think I see a third ship with citizens from all over Europe, but even beyond. Where are we? The transnationals.
Oh. Wow.
Hello.
Aren't they colorful?
Wow. Welcome to our beautiful Vienna.
Where are you from?
Latvia, Germany, Spain.
Hungary, Malta, Czechia,
France, Poland,
Wow.
Croatia,
Slovenia, UK.
UK, even from across the channel.
Still European. UK.
Well, welcome to Vienna. We are here a bridge between north and south, west and east. Our city keeps reinventing itself and never rests. So welcome to it. Is anyone else want to say something from this ship? Maybe you didn't bring too many answers, no, but I'm sure you brought a lot of questions. This is good. Democracy, however, cannot deliver the final answer, because democracy, just as Sissi, is a mysterious object of desire.
Oh. Freud, my dear Sigmund, ever the dreamer, ever the... Well, but you know, democracy is actually exhausting. You know, they're full of betrayal and disillusion, and always speaking, listening. We have lives to live, really. We're all busy.
Well, yes, democracy asks us to govern ourselves, right? So, are you up for it, travelers?
Yes. Are you? Are you all up for it? Yeah. You know, perhaps their odyssey is not to find some sort of answer, but to continue to remember, to bring your intuitions with you, not to invent anything perfect. We are all about imperfections and effervescence.
Yes, it's to discuss, it's to deliberate, not to dominate. It's to navigate between the monsters within and the promises we dare to make.
It's your stuff, a talking cure for the body politic.
Well, democracy is a second birth, to govern not our enemies and not our empires, but to govern ourselves.
Well, let this be a collective rebirth.
A democratic unconscious surfacing from our depth.
Depth speaks to...
Yeah, we're coming from the depths. I'm going to wait. Here onward. Okay. Thank you. Ready? Yes? Okay. Listen to the Danube's voice. I have carried empires to dust and cradled seeds of revolt. You sail not only on water, but through memory. Democracy is not a harbor, but the way you move. Together through storms and across longings.
What a beautiful Danube it is.
Wow, the river speaks for all the absence, all the generations before us, all the generations who come after us, even other species. We welcome them in our midst too.
To welcome the absence, we would like you to suggest, as Sissi, I've come from the past as another absent, Sigmund too. We have traveled through time, and we have offered you our hearts. Can you all take in your hand your hearts? Grab it. Little hearts. Petra? Your little hearts. Anyone who doesn't have a heart, just bring it.
Like
We will just bring this heart close to your heart. Close your eyes, and for a moment or two, while you plant your feet in the ground, our planet, our soil, our Danube, our rivers with lovely voices, you hold this heart, and this heart for you is all the absents who are not in the room but are with you and in you, and whom you will carry in your conversations together. Let the absence be inside us with this heart. Ooh, the room is so much fuller now. And indeed, all of you travelers, if you've made it all the way to the Danube to meet us, it's thanks to an amazing crew, such a courageous crew. Crew, you're now helping us anchor on the Danube. Crew, please wave. Okay, everyone can recognize the crew. No, the crew, only the crew. Those who are really, those who have set the sails, throwing the anchor. You are throwing the anchor for us now. Please all see the crew. Thank you, crew, for bringing the flotilla to Vienna. Well, Sigmund, thanks to this intrepid crew on our Danube, the Danube has brought the Odyssey to us, but you know, we can't welcome them all alone. Sigmund, in spite of your great embrace. Ah, our friends from Vienna, Vienna residents, wherever you come from, but you live in Vienna. This is the moment where you can now, on the shore of the Danube, welcome those residents. Please see them and, and welcome them. Did you want to say something?
Herzlich willkommen in der glamourösen, prächtigen, ehemaligen Kaiserstadt, mittlerweile Republik Wien. Wir freuen uns, dass ihr hier seid und sind sehr gespannt auf den Austausch in den nächsten Tagen.
Hello friends, we have a lot of questions for you. Feel embraced.
Further, I have an idea. They have welcomed each other from afar. But isn't this the great moment of Viennese hospitality? Isn't it? Shall we make a suggestion now? That you spend a few minutes, each Viennese resident welcomes one or two travelers. We have the residents, yellows. You have little yellow color. And each resident explains and welcomes Vienna. You want to say whatever, but you become buddies. You are now a buddy system. Sigmund and I love the buddy system. We're buddies. Become buddies. So please stand up and find another color or two. Each traveler needs a yellow. Look for your yellow. Travelers, look for... Stand in the middle. Then we're good. We're buddies.
friends, Freunden, amici, ami, filia, fili. May we sail on with open eyes and open hearts towards we can all start sitting again. We're going to start sailing towards the beacon of a genuine citizen power Europe. Sit and hold on tight. The winds are strong. The winds are strong. Shall we now co-create our compass? Yes. The Citizens' Charter awaits. Let us begin.
So from the I to the we. Let our journey here in Vienna, our joint journey, continue. And we're wishing you a great day and weekend.
Okay, thanks very much, Cici and Freud and everybody for taking part. My name is Nicolas. My real name is Nicolas. And I'm happy also to welcome you to this last stage of the first cycle of the Democratic Odyssey. As you've understood, the Democratic Odyssey is a journey towards a permanent People's Assembly for Europe, a People's Assembly which would travel across the continent, be embedded in the places and the people that make Europe what it is, to ensure that the future of Europe is made with the people and not just on their behalf. So the Democratic Odyssey has been traveling since Athens and is reaching its first set of conclusions this weekend. You're all going to take part in making them. It is a pilot project, which Berta's going to tell you about.
Yes, so it's extremely exciting that this is a pilot project. This has never been done before, this traveling circus type assembly in which you are partaking in. It is going to be very interesting for us also to talk with you about how we are going to use the conclusions from this third and final cycle of this assembly in dialogue with the institutions, in other ways. We're going to talk about that later. So once again, we are going to say thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for all of you being here. And it's very important to keep in mind the composition of this assembly.
Yes, so that would be me. Thank you, Berta. So, bienvenue also from me. My name is Camille. I come from Belgium. Kalimera, benvenuto, willkommen. And I do not know how to say it in all the other languages, Latvian, Polish, sorry, but I still have 3 days to learn. I wanted to say that, yes, we are doing a pilot, but it's a pilot that is taking place in something much bigger. Perhaps you know a little bit about this. Perhaps this is new for a Viennese friend. But there has been more and more citizens coming together and deliberating all over Europe in the past years. Citizen assemblies is something that now is taking roots and is becoming more and more, something that people are rediscovering coming back from ancient Athens. That there is something that is extremely unique to these assemblies, something that actually has never been done. And I think that by now you have understood it. It's its composition. The fact that we have decided not to have, for example, one single person from each European member state, but actually people from different cities traveling together, passing like in a relay, like when you are doing a race, passing the stick to another city. So there's a symbolism also behind that is extremely important. And a group of transnational that is here accompanying the process to help also the different cities passing the baton each and every time. So this composition, this symbolism behind it is something that is absolutely unique.
And we are extremely grateful also to you for being part with us in this adventure. The composition of the crew, so myself, Freud, Cici, Berta, Nicolo, is also a cosmopolite, is also unique. And there was also another group, actually, of people here in this room that we have not introduced yet, and it's my role to do it. We also have observers who are here and are observing this unique composition and how it works out, how you manage to mingle and create this buddy system despite the differences in cultures and language. So the observers who are here, please wave. So we have an idea of how many you see. It's quite a bunch. So as their name indicates, they will observe. So do not be surprised if you have people in the room who do not necessarily engage proactively in the conversation. It's totally normal. But you can speak to them, of course, during the breaks. Please do, otherwise it's a little bit weird.
Thanks, Camille. So you have understood and experienced already this morning that this Odyssey is a kind of experiment. We're creating something together. And we all have different roles, from the crew to the members to the observers, trying to understand what's going on, what could be improved. I'm going to tell you something about what we do this weekend, because as you've understood, this is the end of a journey where we're going to produce a kind of output together, a result from this first cycle of the Permanent People's Assembly. And we're going to be building on work that some of you who've been involved since Athens and Florence and online, but also many other people, hundreds of other people in Athens, in Florence and online, have taken part in working together on. So we've got a lot of work that's already been done in preparing for this last stage of this cycle. What we asked people back in Athens was to reflect on their experiences of crisis and how Europe could perhaps deal better with crisis, deal democratically with crisis, different kinds of crisis, from COVID to train crashes to war to climate change. Everybody had many different examples of crisis, and we talked about, okay, if Europe is going to deal better with those crises, what kinds of principles would we want to emphasize? What do we want to say in terms of principles that would direct Europe's action to deal democratically with those crises? That conversation has carried on since Athens, and actually we're arriving here with 10 pathways, we call them, towards more democratic navigation of future crises. Those pathways are part of a charter that has been called a Citizens' Charter to Revitalize Democracy in Europe by Navigating Future Crises Together. This is the text of a charter we're going to work with over this weekend. As I say, it has 10 pathways in it. And those pathways each have a kind of motto or a slogan, which is taken from what somebody said in one of the meetings of the Assembly up until now. So to give you an example, being involved is also our responsibility as citizens, or no taxation and no spending without participation. Educate to anticipate. These are all kind of mottos that come from what people said through the assemblies. And under each of these mottos, which indicates a pathway, we've got a principle. A principle, some of them are quite long, but I'll read the beginnings of some of them. So being involved is also our responsibility as citizens. The principle starts, active citizenship cannot be coerced. It must become a widely acknowledged right. Participation should not be limited to elections or occasional consultations. Or under no taxation and no spending without participation. Spending of public money should be decided with the participation of people to ensure that everybody is taken into account. So you see there's 10 pathways and 10 principles going with them. And today we're going to look at those principles together. And what we did after Athens in Florence was to think about, okay, we have some principles, and we have some experience in the past we can build on of things that worked quite well. We talked about that in Athens already. So when it comes to participation, plenty of people said, look, in crisis moments, actually, when we think of welcoming people fleeing war or dealing with COVID, there are some good experiences out there. People came together in my neighborhood. We did welcome people. So we have something to start with. But we also in Florence went into some of the tensions underlying the principles. So sure, public participation in budgeting seems like a good idea, and there's experiences of doing that, participative budgeting in Europe and all around the world. But do we want to do that for every budget decision? Isn't that going to be quite complex? Isn't that going to take a long time? Do we want to have citizen participation in every decision that needs to be taken, particularly if it's an emergency? Wouldn't that be maybe a bit of a slow everything down? So you see, we also looked at some tensions. So in the charter draft, there's a pathway, there's some kind of change we're calling for and some experiences to base that on. There's some tensions that we identified. That work has already been done. The work we've got to do today is the last part of the charter. It's how is it we're going to walk along those pathways? How is it we're going to make these principles come alive? What are the steps we need to take to ensure that everybody can participate, or to make sure that care is a central part of our democracy? So we're going to look at each of the pathways and think practically about what steps can be taken. And I want to emphasize that there are lots of people who can take steps. For sure, all of us, all of the citizens can take some steps. We mustn't forget about our own role. We also think about what the institutions can do. We might have other actors, the media, public authorities, who can also take steps. So let's be broad-minded about saying who can do what as we go along these pathways. So you're going to have more time today to look at the charter, identify steps along the pathways, and tomorrow morning we're going together to finalize the charter, present it, and think about and start to plan for how after this meeting we are going to campaign and take initiative for this charter to actually come alive. So this is the end of a cycle of us thinking about and working on the charter together, and it's the beginning of the next cycle where we take the charter and we try and make it come true across the whole of Europe. So Calypso is going to tell you maybe a bit more about how the charter has been drafted and how we're going to work on it.
Thank you. Thank you, Niccolo. Vianney's friends, you may be thinking, whoa, this is a lot to take in. This flotilla has already done a lot of work over the last year. And indeed, our Greek friends and our Florentine friends and our transnational friends brought you some bottles. And these bottles have messages, real messages, that during those 2 days, you are more than encouraged to come and read. Somebody will have them and read them. This is the more personal messages that you will reach. But indeed, as Niccolo just said to you, there is this charter. It's already kind of, but we call it a draft. It is a draft. And how did we get here? You know, some of you have in your apartments piles of paints, like you take a bit of paint out, and then there's a paint out, and there's something under it. This is a bit what this charter is all about. We wrote, and during all of these meetings, capturing what people said, sometimes even with the help of AI. This is a challenge, but simply taking notes, when indeed we have note takers in your group. And we used all of these words. And who did that? Who is the we? Well, it wasn't just the crew here. There is a drafting committee, and I would like all of you who signed up for the drafting committee to, you know, wave your hands. And we want to thank you so much for all the work that you've done. And indeed, they will be in your groups when you recognize them. They're the knowledgeable one about how did we get there. So this charter is indeed the product of a lot of hands and eyes and thoughts. But it's not a closed document. Nicolo is right. Today and tomorrow, we're going to talk about the next steps. But of course, when you have comments about the rest, please use the digital charter and the digital platform. And there's someone in the room who is the great master of the digital platform, Andrea. Andrea? No. He's left the room. He's taking care of the digital platform somewhere else. Of course. There is a QR code. But those of you who are tech savvy, please talk with Andrea, because this is going to be our space throughout and later to communicate. And please don't hesitate to go. It's just up there to write your comments in addition to what you say in the group. We will say more tomorrow. So this is the process, and this is your space. And talking about space, the last point I would like to make is that you see here Max. Max, wave. Max is our great magician. He makes things happen and screens happen. But and of course, this morning we need to recognize Uri and Petra. It's Uri. Where is Uri? Uri, who produced what was there on the screen with his magic fingers. But Max is also in charge of something else, a bigger space. You think we are among ourselves? Well, yes, we are. But there is a live stream for many of the discussions that we're having. So hello, friends who are watching from afar. And indeed, tomorrow, there will be even a Zoom session for our members who are on the live stream, still sitting in Athens or Florence or somewhere else, and who will jump in and be part of our conversations. So hello, live stream. Thank you, Max. There we are. There was a last point you had suggested. Okay. And now I would like to pass on the microphone. I'm, by the way, not always CC in my everyday life. My name is Calypso. And I pass the microphone to Jana, who is our mistress of ceremony.
All right, I'm sure you're all really eager to get going to work on the Citizens Charter. But before we can go there, I have some incredibly important housekeeping announcements for you. I'll be on stage throughout today to tell you a little bit about how the flow of the day will work, and we'll announce the different sections of the day, because we have a lot of time to actually work in small groups of citizens. But before I do that, I will announce a couple of other roles in the space, and we do not need applause now. We can applause at the end of the event. So we have in total 10 facilitators, out of which you've already seen some. We have incredible note takers, maybe you can raise your hand, who are volunteering from the CEU University. Thank you so much. And we also have interpreters who you've met two already of. And of course, thanks goes out to the organizational team, the care work happening, and the venue. So where are we at? We are at the University of Applied Sciences, and we'll be using this floor. On the other side of the room is the catering for the snacks, which is going to happen soon, and the lunch. And we're using the first floor and the second floor for the deliberation sessions later on. There's a staircase and an elevator, depending on what is better for you. And the toilets are out on the left side here, and on each floor there's additional toilets. If you have any additional questions about the venue, find someone with a staff name tag on it. Finally, I just want to go really briefly over the day. So today we'll, in a second, hear from the Office of Participation and the European Capital of Democracy. And then we'll have a break, and then we go into the deliberation phase where you have the chance to talk to a small group of citizens on the next steps for the Citizens' Charter. And then we have several steps throughout the day. We will deliberate in small groups and then come back together as the plenary, so we all really get ownership and understand what the Citizens' Charter is and how we will implement it together. With this, I'm very happy to announce on stage Stefan Sindela from the Capital of Democracy, as well as Jamila Pousaleh, who's representing the citizens here today.
Well, good morning.
Bonjour. Bonjour les amis.
Bonjour, good morning from both of us. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have you, a transnational assembly, here in the title-holding European Capital of Democracy. You, this group, is the living proof that democracy is not something abstract, something complex, but that it comes in many forms, it speaks many languages, has many faces, and is something that can be experienced together, like we just did before with the artistic intervention. We founded European Capital of Democracy to show what great things are out there, and that you can face... Does this work well enough? Yeah? Okay. We founded European Capital of Democracy to show that it is out there. The solutions to our challenges are there. And if you listen to citizens and if you work together with them, there will be a much higher acceptance if difficult decisions are to be taken and if complex projects are to be brought to life. We do this by connecting participation experts from cities across the world and across Europe. One of them is here today, and after Jamila, I will also hand over to Wenke. Wenke is an urban planner and strategy expert. She was building up the Vienna climate team and leading it, and is now the head of the Office for Participation and Empowerment. And she will then tell us a little bit how Vienna involves the citizens in their decisions. With this, I hand over to a special citizen representing you here today. Jamila, please.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. I have apparently 1 minute. I will try to be very short. So, bonjour les amis, again. Thank you so much for the city of Vienna to host this crucial step. I just would like to remind a small thing. Citizens' voice matter. We are not spectator. We are acting. It's important to remind this. We, citizens from various backgrounds, coming from all Europe, we are belonging to the European polis. And we join this amazing adventure, democratic odyssey, to share our dreams, hope, fears, ideas, imagination, to impulse and revivify the European democracy in a special context of various crises, and in particular, we can say, in a context where the page of quiet certainty is now turned. We citizens are united in our diversity to give in a new soul to the European polis in proposing permanent transnational citizen assembly at European level. We do it in a beautiful spirit of happiness, of love, of responsibility. Responsibility almost always makes people greatness. Used to say an humanist who was one of the great writers and one of the incarnation of the ideal of Europe. I just would like to refer to this another wonderful Austrian citizen of Vienna, Stefan Zweig, and one of his books, which is the word of yesterday, which is very important tools to analyze the current world of today. Stefan Zweig had the courage to advocate a revolution that didn't require blood and fear and tears, but rather the heart and soul. So, as we do it in our Transnational Assembly of Democratic Odyssey, it will be an amazing message and signal to all European national, local institutions if the city of Vienna, which is currently the European capital of democracy, will endorse and apply the Citizen Charter to revitalize democracy in Europe. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.
Wenke, please come to the stage and share your knowledge with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefan, and thank you for having me. I also needed to go to the table because I don't have a lack of, I have a lack of balance, and yeah, I'm really happy and proud for having me here, and I'm truly impressed about the opening ceremony, and also I'm truly impressed about the project and truly impressed about having you all here in Vienna from different countries and different backgrounds for working on democracy. So I welcome you on behalf of the Office of Participation and Empowerment of the City of Vienna. It's a new office, so we have built this office 1 year ago, so we are really newbies. But we have a huge experience in development, participation, and democracy processes. My name is Wenke Hertz, and I'm the head of this unit, and I have experience for more than 20 years in building participation processes, from hands-on on a social work level, up to a scientific approach as a teacher at the university, up to being a project manager for neighborhood management, up to being a strategic expert for the city of Vienna for implementing the strategy for participation in the city of Vienna. So I came to the city of Vienna almost 10 years ago, and I'm continuously working on participation and democracy in the city with the citizens and all my colleagues from the city administration. So we are in Vienna, so, and speaking of Sissi, before I go further, I really would recommend a stage play is playing in Vienna at the Burg Theater about Sissi. It's a little bit of a deconstruction of Sissi, and you get another perspective of Sissi. I really recommend going to the theater and watch this stage play. It's the first stage play of a woman on the stage at the Burg Theater in decades. So we. It's in German. No, yeah, no subtitles, but yeah, maybe for the Viennese one and the others who understand.
I'm really sorry. There are stage plays of women at the Burg Theater all the time.
A solo stage play, as the first solo stage play at the Burg. At the Burg.
It's not a deconstruction of Sissi, it's an invention of Sissi. So.
Yeah, you can see it's there's a huge discussion going on about Sissi in Vienna and Austria with a huge variety on the perspective of Sissi. So we are in Vienna, and you know it's the most livable city in the world, but we're also facing kind of challenges in Vienna. One challenge we are facing, for example, is that we are two-thirds democracy. So 1/3 of all Viennese are not eligible to vote in Vienna. And in some districts, it goes up to 50%. And the youth, it's also 50% of the youth between 16 and 27 years old are not eligible to vote. And we have also this experience that the people are not eligible to vote. We are also don't reach them in formal participation processes. So this is one challenge so we are facing. And at the heart of our mission at the Office of Participation and Empowerment lies the belief that we create democracy together, and our framework is designed to bring together individuals from different backgrounds to engage in meaningful exchange and dialogue. Together with the Viennese citizens, we want to develop innovative ideas and concepts that will shape the future of our beloved city. We want to show that Viennese, that everyone who live in Vienna, a part of the fact if they are eligible to vote, can participate in so many other ways and change a neighborhood, help at the workplace, or make the park next to their flats fit for the climate change. So the Office of Participation and Empowerment serves as a hub for various citizen participation initiatives across Vienna. From the Vienna Climate Team, I think you already heard about the Vienna Climate Team yesterday, to the European Capital of Democracy. So we are really proud being the second European Capital of Democracy, because this view and this title, it's really helpful for having the discussion and the dialogue about democracy and participation through the whole city and the citizenship livable and have a focus on it. So we offer a wide range of services for everyone interested in participating, even if it's a newbie or if it's already a professional one. Our participation workshops are tailored to reach those who have had limited resources being part of participation and democracy. So in our language, they are called the hard to get ones. And we would like to make sure that every voice is heard in Vienna for the development of the whole city. We have also developed the first Vienna democracy strategy. It's the first strategy we have for democracy and participation in Vienna. It's a policy paper where we invited interested groups, experts, and all the citizens to collaborate with us in creating this strategy and give us all the goals and aims for the future, and creating or taking care of this livable city we are living in. Our commitment to inclusivity is further exemplified by our outgoing approach. So it's we are there where we meet the inhabitants and all the Viennese in their neighborhood, at their workplace, and foster the direct exchange. The direct exchange of their opinions and their needs they have to lead to new innovative solutions for them and for the city. One of our running projects you heard already yesterday is the Vienna Climate Team. It's a huge participation process with a one-year cycle. And there we focus on co-creation, and we develop and implement we implement projects that are based on the ideas of the Viennese inhabitants. So with this huge project, we also have established and work with the citizen jury, and this citizen jury is also drawn by a lottery, and it's a little bit like this assembly we are having here today. So our message is clear. Everyone in Vienna is invited to participate without any further obligations. This is how we lay the groundwork for a thriving democracy in Vienna. So all in all, the Office of Participation and Empowerment is here to facilitate networking and foster skills of democracy. We are bringing local citizens together with the decision makers in Vienna and create new solutions. Together we can shape the future of Vienna, of course, in ensuring to every resident has a voice in the development and the future of the city. So today we gather as a community united by our shared thoughts and commitment to fostering and to enhance the vibrant of an inclusive democracy. I'm really thank you for having me, and really thank you for that you are being here and working on democracy, not just in Vienna, for whole Europe and the whole world. So thank you.
Thank you so much for your great words from the city of Vienna here. Thank you so much. Everyone, it is time in a second for a beautiful breakfast break with some coffee and some snacks. But before that, I'm going to walk you through what's going to happen after the break so we can all anticipate in the break what will happen after the break. For that, I will ask you to look at your name tag, and you will find a number on your name tag. This is going to be the group that you'll be working in over the day today and also tomorrow morning. If you happen to have no number, just come to me after and we'll figure it out with you. So after the break, which will finish at 11:05, we meet briefly here again. I'm going to capture the attention of the last row. We'll meet here again, and we will allocate you to groups. So have a lovely break, and then I'll be back on stage at 11:05 to tell you where you will go with your small group.
Nee, gar nicht. Niemand hat sie gehört.
Also auch vorhin schon, alle an der Seite. So, also irgendwas machen, glaube ich. are delighted to have you back. You can stay standing for a moment if you like.
Who's going to be the keeper of the bottles? We will need the keepers of the bottles.
We now have the, I'm going to ask for your open and curious ears to the announcements that will lead you to the deliberation groups in a moment. Before I will do that, I will have the quick pleasure to announce one more essential person to the whole weekend, which is Noga. Noga is going to support us with safeguarding. So if there's something happening around awareness, you're not feeling well, there's some conflictual potential, feel free to approach Noga over the course of the weekend. Thank you, Noga. Calypso, do you want to do a very brief announcement right now?
What? Where is she? And another super hyper essential person to this process is Irene Alonso, who is in the back. Many of you have communicated with her. She has had her magical hands in bringing all of you here together and making this happen. So, Irene, thank you so much. And I would like to introduce one last person, not last but not least. Evangelia is over there, our youngest member of the Assembly.
And now the time has come to find your way to your deliberation group. We will work with 10 groups over the weekend, and I hope you all have found your number on your name tag. So how this is going to work? I'm explained to you, and after I've explained it to you, I will invite you to stand up and find your location, all right? So you, in a moment, after I've explained it, you will stand up and find your group. We have group 1 with Calypso in the corner, meeting there. Group 2 here with Konstantin. Group 3 there in the middle. Group 4 and group 5 here in the corner. And we continue with group 6 here, group 7 there, group 8, group 9, and group 10. And you will find your facilitator there, and they will guide the way to your room. And once you've found your group, your facilitator will guide you to the room you'll be working in at the moment. Incredible, incredible. Thank you so much. I now invite group 1, 2, and 3 to find their way to your rooms. Your facilitator knows where you go. So group 1, 2, and 3 can leave the room. All right, and as 1, 2, and 3 have left the room, I now ask group 4, 5, and 6 to walk together to their room. 4, 5, and 6. Amazing. Can we take my group? That's my group. Thanks for your patience, groups 7, 8, and 9. You're about to have the chance to leave now to your classroom.